So Adobe had their AI, their Adobe Max today, and they introduced a whole bunch of, and this will be a shock, AI things. So some of these are,
Is this wait before you get going? Is this why I had a thing at the top of my Adobe Express asking if I want to get on the wait list for AI features?
there's a good chance it is, yes, because that was just announced this morning. This is, we're banking on AI because we don't want people to leave our subscription. So it's little things like layering will be a lot better. If you do AI edits, as far as I know, there'll now be a separate layer. They won't be destructive edits if you do AI.
Mhm.
So you can easily take them off if you don't like what's happening. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but unless you're a big corporation, you don't need everything in the Creative Cloud.
No, but the problem is when you need certain things of a certain nature, like we we are in a position between my wife and I that she was using Adobe Rush, which now has been deprecated. So like there's enough things that we can't get away with like the photo package, you know? So like you get kind of stuck with it for like the 50 $60 a month version.
Some of the things that when they mention it, that kind of things that kind of get to me are things like upscaling of photos.
Sure.
Going from supposedly it can do cropped or low resolutions in the 4K with realistic details, and it says here you now have the option to leverage Topaz Labs AI.
Topaz is something that I've been looking at that is highly recommended.
They're just working with them.
Okay, then I'm going to hold off on that Topaz subscription if they're doing that. So they're bringing in external AIs, Black Forest Labs, and their own Adobe Firefly. So
Right,
now you
right.
have an option of even how you do visual stuff. That's very interesting.
So that definitely helps. They have that is it harmonized in Photoshop, so it blends everything together, which is a big deal. Adjusted versus what's really happening there.
That's in Adobe Express, and that's a generative fill. It's expanding those
Okay.
pictures out, but that's been a really interesting and really smooth operation when it comes to that. But that's in browser with Adobe Express. It's kind of their Canva.
Just knowing that they're adding a whole bunch of AI stuff that definitely sounds like it isn't just gimmicks either.